Hello and welcome. I'm Amanda Korger and I have Angela Shakti Sparks with me, and we are Heart Magic Healing. And today we felt really called to share this message with you. Angela and I have both been picking up on some similar energies, and because essentially we're all one, we know that if we're picking up on it, it means that some of you out there are also picking up on it. And so please take what resonates from this and leave what doesn't. The energy that we have really been picking up on is we are continuously being called to maintain our energetic strength and really let the energy of others be. You may think of it a little bit like people pleasing, but really it is once again reminding us that we are only responsible for our emotions. We are only responsible for our energy, and we can't change how others react or respond to the experiences. We can only be responsible for ourselves. And we have both been getting this message. We've seen those around us maybe having a tough time, and we kind of have gone to be like, oh, well, let me help you, or let me see how I can potentially shift your energy. And the best way that we can really do that is by going within and maintaining our strong energy. And I know one of the things that came to me as I was working through this was that my grounded and centered energy is contagious. So that's one thing that I am practicing, reminding myself of. And I know Angela also has some tips that she would love to share on this too.
Yes, thanks, Amanda. Yeah, so I've been noticing. Recently I had somebody close to me who's been struggling a little bit emotionally. There's a lot going on in their life. It just seems like things are nothing's working out, and so they're experiencing a little bit of depression. And immediately that makes me want to help them somehow, because it is somebody close to me, and so it's like, how can I help? And it's easy. There's that tendency to want to tell them things that you have done or what's helped you when you've been in that situation. And what I found is that really doesn't help. A lot of times there's resistance. And so, really, more just holding the space for them, letting them know that you're there for them. So, being grounded in your own energy doesn't mean you're not there for them and there to support them, but they need to ask for that help. If you try to offer or push what has worked for you on into their world, and often that is, maybe it is a tool that will help them, but it needs to be the right timing for that tool or process, or maybe it isn't. And so, you know, kind of letting that go. And again, that doesn't mean you don't care about them. That doesn't mean you're not there for them. You're not going to hold space, but you can say prayers and then just let them know that you are there for them, and let them come to you when they're ready for that guidance, or maybe they're not, but also holding the possibility for them. So instead of expecting that they're just going to keep spiraling out of control, or it's not going to get better if you don't do something to help, instead open to an expectation that, you know what, by holding the space, by maintaining my own energy and just being here for them, and maybe saying some prayers, or whatever you believe in, sending them positive energy, sending them prayers, but holding this space of expectation that they can move through this, and that seeing them in their highest light, I guess is the way I would see it, versus seeing them continuing to struggle. Just hold a possibility that they can move through this, and that they will reach out when they are ready for some guidance or some assistance. And also, what comes up is when you just continue to hold your energy and do your own work, then, like Amanda was saying, that's contagious. sometimes that's what will help them is they see you holding this higher possibility, and when you're in this energy, then it can help them just by you holding that energy, and they can pick up on that, or part of them may sense it, but it that can sometimes shift things for them as well.
Absolutely. And I think that point really comes back to the theme of the year, right? About stepping into our power. As we step into our power, it gives those around us permission and helps them step into their power. And you talk about that grounded and centered energy. I've actually witnessed this with my kids. Our kids are more sensitive than us at times because they haven't experienced as much programming. They're still more connected in a sense. And when my kids are having a really deep, challenging emotion, one of the best things that I can do is sit with them in that space and just have that deep breathing. They often aren't interested in participating with me, but I sit and I watch. And as I really do that deep breathing and keep my energy centered and grounded, it then passes to them. And I watch that emotion pass through and their energy come back to centered and grounded as well. And the other thing that came up is sometimes these relationships are mirroring something to us. Sometimes it's there to show us that we're actually being called to work on part of ourselves. So, really, kind of the biggest thing here is the more that you can go within and continue working on yourself and doing what you can to maintain your energy, the more it will help others. If you're interested in learning about how it might be a mirror for you, we did an amazing vibrational activation called Relationship Mirrors, and it was so powerful in that it really helps you within the activation itself, or having you bring that experience to mind so that you can receive messages around that mirror. And we also share some tips on ways that you can move through that and receive guidance even outside of the activation and such. We will put that in the comments below if that's something that calls to you. Hopefully you've gotten some tips from what we've shared. Angela, are there any last pieces that you would love to share with our listeners today?
Yeah, there's just one more thing that's coming up, and this is related to, I love the sitting, when your children were experiencing the emotions, and again, you can do this with anybody, your partner, right, is just sitting them with them, just being in that space with them, and letting them feel. And I would say also letting them, so for the person that I've been with, they were telling all these stories about how these things weren't working out, and I so badly wanted to jump in, and I did a couple times, and I realized, okay, that wasn't helping. So, just letting people get it out. Sometimes they just need to get what's off their chest, and not trying to fix it, and not trying to say the right thing to them. But again, just like you would hold the space for the emotion, just hold the space for them to say what they need to say, to just get it out and get it off their chest. And then just be there with them without offering any sort of reply unless they ask for it, right? If they ask for your opinion or guidance on it, then you could maybe share something. But if they don't, just learning to just listen and hold that space, and hold them in love.
And maybe the reply is just validating their emotion. That's something that I practice with my kids. Like, I hear you're having a really tough time with this. It's not trying to shift that they need to improve, but it's, I hear you. I get it's really tough right now.
Yep. And again, just let them know, I'm here for you. You know, let me
Absolutely.
know what you need. Do you want me to just listen? Do you want me to, like, just let them know you're there for them? And yeah.
Beautiful. Love it, love it. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you again soon.